What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, I'm coming in clear. I am now down to LTE. I thought I had 5G, but I'm here in Montana still, so doing what I can with what I got here with my iPad. But guys, man, Amanda, Mark, Trent, Olive, Meredith, Lido, Jody, Denise, Jake, Ken, Corey, Joseph. Holy cow. You guys, man, loading up the chat already. We just got started. Having a great day here. Last night, coming in loud and jazzy. Thank you so much, Trent Olive, for the feedback. Um, had a great night last night. My daughter took us to this restaurant where it really was like straight out of 1972. It was an old hotel that had an attached restaurant and lounge. And in the lounge, it was called the Sip and Dip. And in the Sip and Dip, they had tanks where they had live mermaids swimming around in these tanks and entertaining everybody. And they would do these things where they blow a bubble and put a heart on the top of it and it would float to the surface. And pretty cool little show. And the decor in there, I don't think has been changed since the 1970s. But really a fun time with her and her friends, just kind of sitting back and having some good food and kind of going back in time. So it's been a pretty fun week here in Montana, getting to spend with my daughter. And so much fun. The night before we went to Singo, I talked about that yesterday, but there was a food truck there that was Korean and Native American fusion. And literally the two people in the food truck, one was Korean and one was Native American, and they made foods that were a fusion of the two different cultures, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Um, the care they put into that food was so good, and yeah, it was really cool, really cool. If you're ever in Great Falls, you got to find it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw Bruce Wayne is heading to SoCal maybe for Wadapalooza. So jealous. That's got to be a fun time. I know they really build out that beach pretty fun, and hope you have safe travels across the country, Bruce, for that. Um, so yeah, uh, Corey says sounds like something Guy Fieri would find. Yeah, we just stumbled on it. My daughter didn't even know about it. It just happened to be at the place where we went to play that music bingo game, and uh, so I think uh, hopefully that's what we got to the last announcement. This is really getting rough. Uh, so I'm just gonna give it a minute. 5G plus, maybe just to calm down. So, but yeah, it's not even letting me share the. Hmm. Okay. We're going to try it out here on the porch. I have no notes now and nothing to go off of. But I think I'm out here on the front porch. So hopefully, are we back, guys? So yeah. So I'll just have to hold the iPad in the air and we'll do it from the front porch. Maybe I get better cell service out here. So good. I'm back. Nice. Denise, I'll be lifting at SoCal Wadapalooza Saturday morning at 8 a.m. USAW and Tier Wadapalooza SoCal are partnering on a weightlifting meeting structure. Isn't the normal three lifts. You just have 30 minutes to lift. Wow, that's interesting. That's really cool. So yeah, not a green screen, Mark. It is literally me on the front porch of our little bungalow here in Montana. So yeah, hopefully it stays quiet. It's a little neighborhood, so everything is cool here. So Denise, once that's done, you'll have to tell us what that's like to just have 30 minutes open to lift instead of a 3x3 stand. Jay Birch says, I also need to stand on one leg and put my tongue in my cheek. Yeah, I think just being outside is probably going to help a little bit. Just hope the noise stays low. The Wi-Fi here is terrible, Denise. We've been actually lodging complaints with the Airbnb people. So Joseph, a wire hanger might help. Yeah, those were my college days. I would do the wire hanger on the back of a TV and out the window to get cell service or get TV service anyway. So anyway, yeah. So we got some news yesterday on the structure of the 2026 CrossFit Games season. That is going to be very similar to maybe the 2024 CrossFit Games season with a little bit of 25 mixed in. The big news from the announcement was the Open is in February and March. Then they are going to bring back quarterfinals for the top 25%. I know there was a pretty big demand for that. It gave some people in affiliates something to shoot for. And now they're going to have that again with the quarterfinals. Then we're going to go to what they're calling in-person semifinals, not in whatever they called it last year, qualifying events. It is now going to be in-person semifinals. There's going to be a list made that has not been made available at this time. And then after that, once all those in-person are done, then they'll have the online semifinal for qualifications, like a last chance qualifier, but it'll probably be a bigger number than one. It will be whatever's left that wasn't qualified through the in-person semifinals. So you'll have that online to finish. And then you go to the games, which are going to be in July this year. And by the looks of the timeline, it appears to be the end of July. Also, for the age group athletes, they are going to add the option of some in-person qualifying events for their CrossFit Games. Now, it does appear there was some speculation that they would put the age group and the elites back together for the 20th season. But by this timeline, it looks like the age groups are still going to be separate for this season. But they are going to do the quarterfinals on the same weekend with the same workouts. So someone, and I think Barbell Spin even used this. So Carolyn, who qualified for both last year, still will have the opportunity to qualify for both on the same weekend, doing the same workouts this year in the quarterfinals before she gets to semis. So, I like that they brought back quarters. I don't like that I now have to do said quarters. Very good point, Lito. Mark Moss, I'm assuming CrossFit would program the semis. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the in-person semis, probably not. The online semis, probably. Biggest note for me is they are dropping the number of masters athletes for the game. Yeah, I did. Again, I haven't done a big comparison. I'm very limited in what I can do here. So I'll probably, maybe Holly will take some looks at that, maybe put up a chart if she's listening. I think that would be cool to see a chart from last year's numbers to this year's numbers. But it doesn't surprise me that they're doing that. I think they need to right size that because there are so many divisions to get through in a day, and the days are long at those age group games. Um, but they need a better qualifying system to get the right people to the games. So it's this big conundrum that they have to figure out, Denise. Because I know when it was just online, you're not getting the right 10 or the right 15 or the right 20 there. They need to find a better way to get the right people there. Then I think you can right size the numbers. Um, uh, okay. Denise, for my division only, 15 go versus 20. Yeah, I think there some have changed and some have not. But again, I don't think we're getting the right people to the game. So I think they need to figure that out. Lido, question, Scott. Do you think it becomes like the Elite Indy where there's an African semi that qualifies masters? I don't think so. I think that it's going to be primarily North America and maybe Europe, maybe Australia, that have an in-person qualifying event. And we have no details on any of that. So everything that I'm saying is complete speculation. Um, so yeah. So yeah, Amanda says 45 to 54 drop from 30 to 20. That's a big drop. That's a big drop. And again, if you got the right 20, I can see it. I just don't think they're getting the right 20 before they make that decision. So we'll see how this in-person thing goes because like and what I know the most is Jamie. I've been following her career for a while. I documented her 23 season from beginning to end. And so, like, she wouldn't have qualified in 20. She didn't qualify in that year because they only took 10. She finished in the top 20. But if you put her head to head with people in a live competition, she's going to finish top 10. She just is. That's who she is. She is that person that sees someone ahead of her and she's willing to go dark and get to a place that other people aren't willing to go to. And so when it's all online, you lose those people. Uh, Denise, there is a chart on CrossFit's website. Okay, so Holly doesn't have to do any work today. Thank you, Denise. So it's going to affect a lot of people with that, but I guess I like this season structure better than last year for sure. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the Wild West semifinal piece. I don't know what we do there. If they're insistent on doing what we're doing now, I don't know how you fix that piece. Because if people are doing 4 and 5 and 6 semifinals as opportunities, I have to see what they're going to do. Are they going to allow unlimited turns at the in-person semis like they did this year? Um, um, Mark Moss, I can confirm that my dark place is fully lit for most. Corey can confirm. There you go. Um, so yeah, I think that's my biggest concern. I actually like the games probably moving up to July. It gives a little bit longer off season. Even though it's probably only a week or two ahead of time. I like that the quarterfinals are back. I think that's a good thing, because it allows pretty much 3 open workouts and a 4 event or 5 event weekend to balance the test for people to going to semifinals. I do think that Carolyn has made this proposition in the past and should be done, and you should carry over the scores from the open to quarterfinals. And then you have a big, complete test to qualify people to the next level. Ken Walters. But that's sport, right? Every year in all the team sports, there are several teams that shouldn't be there, but they made it. That's one of the exciting things about professional sports. I see what you're saying, Ken, but I think in the age group division specifically, you're missing out on some of the top athletes because there is no in-person event. I think that the programming is less balanced because they have less opportunity. And so that's where I'm saying that for. I think in the elites, you still get the top athletes. It's really kind of the fringe that's getting messed with a little bit. And I'm a little bit better with that than I am in the age group division. Um, um, Enrique, online semi should be after the in-person so more elite athletes can be present at semifinal events. That is what they are doing this year. The online semifinal for elite athletes will happen after all the in-person events. So it should jack up the amount of people going to the in-person events. And so I think that is a great move that they have made. If you're a top athlete, shouldn't you still be able to qualify through an online semi? Lito, if everything was fair and everybody did everything by the book, I think that your statement is correct. But I think in the age group divisions, there's less checks and balances for all of that. And I don't think that people are ethical and honest in submitting their online workouts. Scott, is there a reason you don't do Wadapalooza events anymore? No. The biggest reason is that I've had personal life issues over the last year that have prevented me from travel. And it's prevented me from getting sponsorships for the show. And without the sponsorships, it's really hard to pay for travel out of my own pocket. And so I have to limit my choices to what I can afford and where I get the most bang for my buck. And typically, Wadapalooza doesn't afford me the opportunity to get a lot of bang for my buck while I'm there. So it's just a lower priority with the limited budget that I have. But I do have a videographer, photographer that goes to all the Wadapalooza events. So yeah, he'll be there. Isma, he is on Instagram and he collaborates with me at every Wadapalooza event. So my IG is full of sights and sounds from the events, and his shots are amazing. He's more artistic in this space than anybody else in the cameraman work that I think of. He does things a little off the cuff and things like that. So I enjoy that partnership immensely, and he helps me out tremendously. And that has been going on for well over a year now and will continue in the future. He's just an incredible photographer. So, um, have they announced how the semis will be grouped, rankings, or location based? They haven't done any of that yet. And yeah, Eastma Captures, dude does great work. That is my man. That's my guy. Go support him on Instagram. He is tremendous and very, very artistic. If it's just different than the typical CrossFit pictures. He does a little bit of, he does some fun stuff. He's, if you've ever seen the big head, little body pictures from different events, that's him. He also does some very crazy things with lights and colors that other people don't do. And that's why I love him, because he's just very different and off of the typical. So, so that's that. So that is the CrossFit Game season. My big wonder now is, what is the reaction from WFP? What do we know from their season schedule? How much is it going to interweave? I've already heard, I haven't been able to, again, research it, that there's already one conflict that's coming up for the next season. It's going to be interesting to see how this weaves together. Will it force exclusivity without it being contractual? That's going to be an interesting thing to discuss once we kind of see both seasons and kind of lay over top each one over the other and see how it affects one another. So that'll be interesting. And so with that, I do want to talk about some comments I got from yesterday's show. And I probably wasn't as clear as I should have been, but it was in my response to Will Morad saying on a podcast that, saying I heard rumors at the age group games that there was going to be exclusivity, was a smear campaign, and that the bashing of athletes is leading to mental health issues. And what I said yesterday was that if you are having mental health issues being discussed about in a professional sport, it may not be the career path you should go down. And what I want to clarify is this: I suffer from mental health issues. I have been on antipsychotics in the past, and I've worked very hard to get to where I am today. What I'm saying is that I'm not making light of mental health disorders or issues. I tried to say that yesterday. I probably didn't do a good job of it. I felt like Will was making light of what mental health issues are by his statement in that video. But what I'm saying about the athletes is that if by being out there and being judged is creating mental health issues for you, that may not be the best place for you to be. Why would you want to keep doing a sport that by nature, a professional athlete in any sport in this world, if you look at soccer, if you look at football, if you look at the NBA, you look at hockey, from high school on, you are being judged by your performances, by how you do your strategies, all of those things. You are going to be judged frequently. And if you're going to play in this sport, why would you want to do something that creates mental health issues for yourself? That is what I was saying. It just doesn't make sense. I can't stand the sight of blood. I would never be a nurse or a doctor or a veterinarian. I couldn't do it. Seeing blood does something to me that is very uncomfortable. And so I would avoid those situations for myself. So that's what I was trying to say. Why would you put yourself in a situation that creates those things for you? I understand that there are people that do suffer mental health issues and in that respect. And I was not trying to make light of that. I was trying to show the seriousness in that. That why would you put yourself in that situation? Um, that's what I was trying to say. I would never make light of mental health issues or anything like that. That's truly what I was saying. And I probably didn't say it well yesterday. Probably didn't say it well yesterday. All right, so anyway, I think that's pretty much everything I have for today. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter show. Unless big news breaks overnight, I think I'm going to take tomorrow off. It's my last day, full day here in Montana to be with my daughter, and um, I want to spend as much time as I can with her, um, and kind of soak up everything I can with her. So with that, I want to thank you guys for sticking with me through all the internet issues and all the stuff this week. Love you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 3K by the end of the year. We're like 50 away, 55 away, something like that. And really trying to get there by the end of the year. So with that, there'll be Tier Wadapalooza this weekend. We'll cover that on Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. I'm excited for that event. I think the teams are somewhat evenly matched up. If I were to make a prediction for this weekend, I really think that the world team has the edge. I think that most of them are proven athletes and they work out together a lot. They probably communicate together a lot. I think that's going to be a big advantage. What worries me on the American side is that Alexis Raptis is coming off that injury that she talked about at the games, withdrew from WFP. I don't know how that's going to affect her this weekend. I hope that she's fine and I hope that she can perform, but that's my worry on the American side. And I think that on the American side and on the world side, I think that they have a lot of home run hitters with Tia and Guy and Emma Tall. Like they're gonna do really well. So with that, I see that Jay Birch's son is hitting 30 today. Happy birthday to your son, Jay Birch. And with that, again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We will be back Sunday night for Sunday Night CrossFit Talk, unless something breaks overnight, and then I'll jump on tomorrow and do one last show from Montana. But with that, traveling out here on Saturday morning, and we'll see everybody Sunday night on Lunch with the Clydesdale. Bye, guys.